Trades.
The
We must have
trades.
trades. I love trades. Hello everyone. It's us again. We are going to talk about trades. There have been some recent trades in the past some days. As always, we're missed reps. We're going to miss them just a little bit, you know. So we're going to talk about the three trades that happened and a little bit of kind of like with the trade deadline looming in less than a week. Why not? We can just have some talk about some rumor mill stuff as well as who we think the Seahawks should still trade for. I think there's trades to still be had from the Seahawks, but that's just me. So, what about you, buddy? How you doing over there?
I'm doing good, man. We kind of had like this, like we were like, all right, Devonte Adams to the Jets. We traded for Ernest Jones. Like there was a lot of shit happening early, so we were like, wow, like we're ready to go. But now, it's getting closer. So some of these theories are starting to pan out, and so let's get right into it.
Yeah, of course we had our this is a previous trade that we had probably talked about. Just want to bring it up again only because he had one game so far, and that's Ernest Jones, linebacker. Uh was in for the Bills. He had 15 tackles, which I mean on the season so far that's a lot. Like that's his most so far. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but hopefully, he can produce for the Seahawks. Especially on the run defense. That's the main thing why we got him. And I do recall talking about that because we let Baker go, which good riddance. But yeah, now on the 28th of this week, we had the Chiefs adding Joshua Uche from the Patriots for a sixth-round pick. And if anyone doesn't know who Joshua Uche is, he's basically like the pass rushing edge for the Patriots, but really good. And now he's on the Chiefs because Chiefs because they need more weapons and on the offense and defense. So
I think that's just smart business from the Chiefs, right? Like in a season where you're already 7-0, you're just adding depth to that defensive line because when playoffs come, that's where it gets important.
Barry, and I don't think you have enough rushers to the point where I'm even just kind of like, man, you sure we don't need any more edge players ourselves? At least just like one, just get one in there, especially since like Nwosu's still out. But I guess we're just waiting for him to come back because that's probably what we're thinking. Like he'll be back after the
He'll be
bye,
back.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else? I guess from that particular trade in mind, besides the
The
Chiefs
rich
don't
get
need anything
richer.
else. The
The
rich
rich
get
get richer.
richer.
That's how it is. I mean, I'm not gonna claim to be an expert on Joshua Uche's play, but it is a move made by an organ. It is what a typical move you'd see out of an organization that is out there to get their three-peat. They're just shoring up the trenches.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. I'm not gonna. Here's one thing I like. I love aggression. I love that notion that like we're trying to get these little pieces here and there that can at least help complete the team. Some teams want to keep their picks and just wait till the draft and have a lot of picks in the draft. But I mean, there's been even articles and stuff on like even with your first round pick, like trade your first round pick, man. Like not like the Rams. They said fuck them picks. But like to the point of like even trading down for more picks and stuff, like you can really get a lot of value out of that because the whole notion of like, man, if I draft at number one, that's gonna be a great player. And that's not always the case. Look at
Cough,
was it
cough, cough. Bryce Young, cough, cough.
I was even gonna say Winston and
Marcus
Marcus
Mariota.
Mariota because they were
Yeah.
1 and 2
I mean,
in
what,
their draft.
then the if you want to get really academic, the one that always comes to my mind is Jamarcus Russell.
Oh man, that's my thing, and he had some issues like that actually popped up. That Flemlo Raps on YouTube, go see that, a good story on the Jamarcus Russell. That even Jamarcus Russell came out and talked about. It's like appreciate it. So you just never know. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It's a crapshoot in the draft, as we say every season. So as we say that, let's go on to like a very interesting trade. On the 29th, we had two trades. I want to talk about the ones that the Ravens and the Panthers did here. We had Deontay Johnson from the Panthers go to the Ravens, and the Panthers got a fifth-round pick, and the Ravens got a sixth-rounder back with Johnson himself. So they just kind of flipped, like they just downgraded a pick just for the fact of like, hey, the Panthers. The Panthers are basically just trying to gear up and get as many picks as possible. It's one of those seasons for them. And Deontay Johnson, he's a really good receiver. That the whole point of him going there was like to help. It's basically kind of how like the Bears were doing
Yeah.
for Caleb Williams. They were
Got
just
him
trying to
Keenan
like, okay,
Allen.
Yeah, they were just trying to get. Yeah, oh man, the Bears, right? It's just they have Shane Waldron as their offensive coordinator, and
We
give
need
them
to do
any
a
other
video.
coordinator.
We need to do a video. Do we think he lasts after the season or something? Maybe.
Shoot,
But
who
I think
knows,
that
man?
the one of the trending topic, at least around this Johnson trade,
Hmm.
is how little the Ravens had to give up. Right, they basically did a pick swap for a fifth to sixth and got
Hmm.
Deontay Johnson.
Hmm.
I think it may have been a situation where maybe they were just trying to cut ties with Johnson before the situation, like he refused to play or something like that. I don't know. I can't. I can only speculate because I don't follow the Panthers like that. I don't think most people do. Um,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
you know that I think that was a big. That was at least going around is people weren't really sure why his trade value was so low because he was a good receiver for Steelers. Steelers always seem to find fantastic receivers in the
Hmm.
haystack. But so
Mike
yeah,
Tomlin's going to find a way to always win out in his season, in all of his seasons. He's always winning.
yeah. Um, you want to talk about the next trade?
Yeah, yeah. And then the Vikings, of course, made a big trade for Cam Robinson, offensive tackle from the Jaguars, which the Jaguars already traded the Seahawks a defensive tackle. Now they're trading away their left tackle since Christian Darrisaw from the Vikings. I think he's out with the ACL tear and stuff like that. So Cam Robinson. And this is kind of like the thing I want. Well, we'll get into this in a little bit in this video, but like, hey, look, the Vikings, they went and traded for offensive linemen. It can happen. You don't really see trades with offensive linemen involved that much. It's usually the weapons or defense, but never an offensive lineman.
And
Interesting.
and according to this, it was a fifth. They Jaguars will receive a conditional 2016 fifth round pick. I'm assuming conditional meaning it could become a fourth or something like that. While the
Uh,
Vikings will get a conditional 2026 seventh rounder with
I think how they work, if I remember correctly, so they can only go up like one
yep.
round. So like if it's a conditional fifth, that means if it's either like, oh, if he's an all pro or if he's like if he reached some threshold, it goes up to a fifth or a fourth in this case for the Jaguars, and then
It's a
for the
conditional fifth
Vikings.
rounder that can become a first rounder. What?
Oh man, oh,
But the
please.
key the
And then the
key the
Vikings.
key point here
And
is that
then,
these are 2026 picks too. Like
yeah,
these aren't even 2025 picks. So like basically Vikings
just
were like
future.
yeah, the Vikings were like, "Oh shit. Maybe we got something here." And
And
then
that's really interesting, right? Like we're even trading conditional picks like a couple years ahead and stuff like that. So at the end of the day here, and then the Vikings, of course, their seventh rounder can turn to a sixth rounder. So it's like at the very least you have a seventh rounder at the end of the day,
yeah,
which like
not
I feel
much.
like
Yeah.
it feels like they didn't really give much for Cam Robinson. And the reason why I'm just so infatuated with that deal because it's like it's so cheap and it's like, man,
And that's for a
I wonder who
tackle.
else needs a tackle right now? Us.
Yeah, I mean that's for a tackle. I would argue maybe you could even do something even sneakier with for a guard or two if we're lucky.
Shoot, two, please, because our left guard is absent. We
Yeah,
ain't gonna talk about the left guard
that's an
position,
open
and then
door.
yeah, Bradford and Christian Haynes. Like we're all waiting for Christian Haynes to become that good guard. I think it's gonna take time, especially as an offense in the trenches. It is tough when you get in the league and you have to face like the Aaron Donalds and all that. When Aaron Donald was still here, can you imagine just like you're a rookie offensive line, you got to go and face like a Nick Bosa, Aaron Donald, and
Yeah, and so
especially Aaron Donald, he'll choke you. I still remember he'll choke players out with that one. Like, he actually literally like got into someone's throat and choked them like while they were fighting. And I was like, man, no flag.
no flag.
Oh man, he's a one of a kind player.
You're just looking at the sideline. The ref was just like,
If I say anything, he'll choke me out.
"I'm next."
Oh man. So otherwise, those are the three trades that happened. The deadline's coming up next week. So a lot of people are kind of talking on like what is the like some rumor mill stuff, and I know we have like a little list here in the front of us here for us, but I think at least one I want to talk about first for the Seahawks is that apparently we're in the running for Harold Landry III from the Titans, which I mean, hey, if you had to go and pick up some defensive linemen, ain't nothing wrong with picking them up from the Titans because Harold Landry, that man's tough.
Yeah.
He's like one of their bright spots on that defensive line, in my opinion. But if rumors true, then shoot. Hopefully, we're not about to send like a third or a fourth for him.
But knowing
So,
us, we overpay. He's 28 years old in his peak. Very good player. Um, would love to have him if the price is right.
oh, of course, especially like with like how the Titans are doing this season and stuff. But just give us a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
We'll give you a fifth
Just give
rounder.
us a little bit. Yeah, like like a fourth at most. I would say a fourth at this point. He's not a 1 through 3. If we're giving like a third round pick for him, like we got fleeced,
Yeah, that's what I
or
mean.
we're that desperate for
Yeah,
D line help,
for
which
sure.
hopefully not. And I don't think I heard anything else besides like there's been talks of like trading DK Met. Like if the season was to really go bad for us, we trade DK Metcalf, which I don't really see happening like that personally. But or Tyler Lockett, which is like it's we can. I see it, but I also see Tyler Lockett just finishing out his career with the Seahawks. But that's like the only person so far
Tyler
that I
Lockett is
can see
basically a
is
brand
like
new receiver. I don't think I still have ever seen him take a hit.
right. At the very least, though, I think at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't know if any team wants Tyler Lockett at this point, or they see a way to like incorporate him into like their offenses. I think Tyler Lockett is just going to be in Seattle. He's a real estate agent. He's not really leaving. I think he's just there to stay and like finish out his career, whenever that is, until he feels like I think it's time.
Hmm.
Money's been great, but otherwise I don't know anything. I guess on the Seahawks side before we kind of get into the little list we have here for like trade rumors.
No, let's just go right into it.
Okay. So what we have here, we have some names that from ESPN that have kind of been put up. Besides Harold Landry, which is not on the list because hey, there's rumors everywhere. So we got the Browns defensive end Zadarius Smith, and I think he was with the Packers, went to the Browns now, and hey, I mean that's a vet defensive end there. Funny enough, Bryce Young, which I personally think he just needs to get away from the Panthers because I don't think they're not going to help him. It's one of those things with that organization.
He needs to get traded to somebody that actually wants him. I feel like so
Right.
if some team, I mean, quarterbacks are always hard to come by. Some team will probably give him something, but I just think his confidence is just so badly shot on the Panthers that it's just like it's almost like he's got trauma. Like he needs
That's what it
some.
looks like to me too. I don't even know who would be some landers for Bryce Young, like, because a lot of teams have just been locking up their quarterbacks as of late. But that's going to be interesting to see where he goes to, like with teams that are lacking a quarterback. Like I don't know, the Patriots, but they have Drake May over there, so I think they're just going to roll with Drake May. It's been exciting with Drake May, even though they're 1-6. So I'm not sure where Bryce Young can go now, in my opinion, anyway. Besides, he'll be a backup. Obviously, that's the sad part of it.
Yeah.
So hopefully, he gets a second chance. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think it's done with the Panthers with him, and not just because it's on Bryce Young, but it's also because like the Panthers organization as a whole shambles. Even Cam Newton has said as much.
Nah, they don't know what they want.
Yeah, right. So, anywho, next up on the list we have the Rams cornerback Tre'Davious White, which I mean the Rams are 3-4 right now, but hey, if their luck changes, I don't think they're gonna make. I don't know unless they have like another cornerback that can take his place because Tre'Davious White. I know he had like an ACL tear one year, but it's not like he still isn't a serviceable, really good, solid vet corner. The funny thing is, Giants O line Evan Neal,
Yeah.
same draft where we picked up Charles Cross, which is funny because I think Evan Neal went right. I think Giants were ahead of us. They were ahead of us, and they picked up Evan O'Neal before us. Which I mean, hey, that's
Yeah, he
them.
actually did
So
seventh overall.
yeah. Because I remember because the Giants were like very low, and they were like, "Ooh, let's go get an offensive lineman and stuff like that." So we picked, I think at like what 9? Was it 9 or 10?
Yeah, we took Charles Cross later on.
Yeah, at 9. Yep, I thought so.
Oh
So
shoot, Trayvon
I
Walker was
think,
taken in this draft.
yeah, think about Trayvon Walker from Georgia. The thing about offensive or off-ball linebackers and stuff getting into the NFL, it takes time, and it's not. It's gonna take like a couple, like 2 seasons or so. And I know how people are like, if it's a number one overall pick, they better start doing something now. And it's like, well, you must not have played football because that's like when you say a tight end coming into the league and they have to get accustomed to you are now going to block. You have no choice in the matter. If
There's
you've never
another
had to block before, block.
there's another name on our list that actually came out of that same draft. Kenyon Green here.
Oh yes, Kenyon Green, from Houston guard. I'm not sure if it's an issue of he hasn't been playing well or what. I just see we just see the name here. I haven't been keeping up the Houston Texans except that like they're on a roll, if you will.
Yeah.
So not too much. There's not much to say about him except like is he starting? I haven't looked up his stats or anything like that on the side. But hey, if there's a guard up and he was playing well. Can we trade for him? That's just my thing. Again, Seahawks. We need a guard.
We need a bad.
Please. Buffalo's safety Mike Edwards. I don't even know if he's starting or not, but that's just another name. Which I'm not saying we need safety help, although we've been having some injuries here and there at safety because you never know. Um,
And
I
then
think like Buffalo's loaded. So if anything, there's
yeah.
like that's like someone they can just shave off and get something back. And then of course Panthers running backs Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders. It's kind of like we're rolling over the old guard of the Panthers finally. So you're finally just getting rid of all like that's I think a lot, basically the Panthers, the Patriots, the Giants are going to be like few teams or no Patriots, Panthers, and Raiders. I know for sure. I think Raiders are going to trade somebody because like it's one of those seasons for the Raiders, and they're just bad.
Yeah.
They have no quarterback, not much talent on the team. I know they drafted some stuff, and it takes some time, but otherwise, I think that's like one of your, I guess, three or four teams that you're going to be like they're going to be giving trades. Oh, the Titans too. So as everyone knows, Titans have been trading people out now. Hopkins is gone and stuff like that. So. Just changing stuff over.
Hmm.
So otherwise, it's with the deadline, and we have
Deadline is what
GMs that
day
are
again?
more I think it's November 6th, 7th. Please correct me on that one.
I'll check here. November 5th.
Oh, funny election day. So that's so funny. But yeah, so November 5th. Okay, cool. Yeah, November 5th is like right around the corner, man. That's Tuesday. So basically after this weekend, I think, or even, yeah, I don't think we're going to see any more trades. This is just my guess. We're not going to see any trades before the games on Sunday, but after Sunday, I wouldn't be surprised if actually I wouldn't be surprised if there's some people doing a healthy scratch for some of their games if they're already up to trades like Joshua Uche did.
Hmm.
But otherwise, I think there might be some more trades. I don't know if there's going to be any big, like, don't get it trades or anything like that. I still remember the days where we used to have three-team trades and stuff like that. Everyone trading a player, or like in the NBA where it's like we got three teams involved on this trade or four teams
Dude, the
involved on
NBA be
this
wilding,
trade.
and though they'll trade away like a future 2029, 2031 pick or something crazy.
Like it's they said, look, it's science, man. It's chess, not checkers.
Yeah.
But with like the NFL, I've never seen us go any further than like the year ahead. Like they're not trading anything for 2027
Yeah.
anywhere. That's too far out. There's no value to that. At least 2026 is around the corner, if you really think about it, because the season is like practically halfway done at this point. So
Yeah.
it's October, man. I still remember when the season started. Still remember being 3-0.
Yeah. Any last thoughts on trades before we'll probably come back again come next week, talk about the
Yeah,
same
I have
thing.
nothing else on trades. I am all about chaos, so bring on the chaos, NFL.
But you heard it here first. Bring on the chaos. Thanks for tuning in here on Miss Reps. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you again next time.
Peace.